Alright, I know this is a little bit later than I promised. The Wonder Woman review, spoilers. I will say, first of all, yes, it is true. It does deserve every bit of praise that it is getting from Rotten Tomatoes and from fans and everything. I'm actually one of the few people who actually did enjoy Dawn of Justice and Suicide Squad. I'm actually one of the few people who enjoyed it, or who enjoyed those films. So, you know, it pleased me either way. I thought the Wonder Woman was absolutely fantastic. It's now I will say it is a little bit like Marvel trying just not help at all. Sorry about the bad lighting. Okay, just ignore the bad lighting, I guess. It is a little bit like DC trying to be Captain America. It does feel like that. Whereas Captain America was World War II, Wonder Woman is World War I. It did feel a little bit like that, but in a good way. I am not, putting it down at all when I say that. It actually did feel very genuine. Like, it doesn't feel like a superhero movie. This is like the first time that it was like, you could go in, not even liking superhero movies, not knowing anything about it, and still really enjoying it, which I did, because I didn't know a thing about Wonder Woman until the movie, because I like to be surprised. I want to have the same amount of wonder that I had when I first saw Iron Man, because I didn't know anything about Iron Man when that one came out, so I try not to read too much into the origin stories and stuff. That being said, I do watch, like, the DC TV shows, like Arrow and Supergirl and Flash and Legends of Tomorrow. I watch all those, but as far as the movies go, I'm not going to watch, or when Aquaman comes out, I'm not going to go back and read Aquaman comic books, because I want to be surprised. Or when Cyborg comes out, I'm not going to read anything about Cyborg. So, Flash, obviously I watch the TV show, so when the movie comes out, I'll have that, but, other than that, I probably won't, read the comics or watch anything regarding that superhero, because I want to be surprised. So anyway, on to the review. So Wonder Woman, I actually quite enjoyed this one. It was super fun. It did move a little bit too fast, because the part, and by the way, this is the spoiler review. If you want spoiler-free review, obviously it's down in the description, but you probably already know that by now, because every YouTube review I do is a spoiler. So, just in case this is your first time watching it, and in case you didn't see that it says spoilers up there on the top of the title. Anyway, it did move a little fast, though, because the part where Steve Trevor crashes down onto the island, that was done in, like, the first, maybe 10 minutes of the movie, which I think they could have slowed it down a little bit more and stretched out maybe the first, like, 20 or 25, maybe even 30 minutes, because it was moving a little bit too fast for me, for me to kind of process what was going on. Yeah, the exposition was kind of rushed. That is the one critique I have for the movie. Also, I did not see the surprise villain coming at all. My mom did, but I feel stupid now that I did. I was like, well, it was kind of obvious who the surprise villain was. Now that I think about it, that he wasn't Eris. It was the other person, but yeah, surprise. Also, I lied earlier. I actually did watch the animated version of Wonder Woman, but I totally forgot about it. This is completely different from the animated version anyway. I'm so glad that they changed Steve Trevor from the animated version. I could not stand him. I love Nathan Fillion, but not in that movie, just because Steve Trevor was a jerk. I liked that they did not make him as misogynistic as he is in the animated version. That was a huge improvement. Chris Pine did a great job as Steve Trevor. He was so good. The action sequences were awesome, although I will say this is a problem with every Warner Brothers live-action movie, whether it be Harry Potter or, more recently with King Arthur or just any live-action Warner Brothers movie. They cheapen out on the CGI with their action sequences. They really do. It's very obviously CGI, so I'm not sure why they do that. It's not like they can't spare the money to improve how the CGI looks. They're lazy, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, whenever there's like a slow-mo shot or CGI battle, you're like, yeah, this is totally made on computer. This looks like a video game cutscene, and it irks me. So it's another critique, is they need to really put more money into the CGI, but they won't. We all know they won't. They've been doing the same thing for, if you go back and watch Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, there's parts where like, yeah, that's CGI. And that came out in 2001. So they've been doing it for almost 20 years now. They never go big with their CGI budget, so that's a little bit disappointing to me. The other thing about it, I did enjoy how there was there's very little connection to Batman versus Superman. Now, there's like the one part at the beginning where you see the Wayne Enterprises truck, and then you see the photo. It's like, I found the photo, right? Maybe one day you'll tell me your story. That was cool, because it's a little bit of like a, nudge nudge. Remember Batman versus Superman? Yeah, well, this is the story to that. That was pretty cool that it's a little bit connected. But at the same time, if you listen to the critics and you never saw that one, but you saw this one because it got like an 80-something on Rotten Tomatoes, then, yeah, you might be a little confused by it, but for the most part, you don't need to have watched it, so that was good. Yeah, also, no end credits scene, which was a little disappointing, because I thought, well, the next movie is coming out in November, and it's Justice League. This is like their last hurrah before the team-up. Although I guess technically Batman vs. Superman was the team-up, but this is like the last hurrah before their Avengers, I guess, their Justice League, right? So I thought for sure there would be at least, there was a Justice League trailer before the movie, but I thought for sure there'd be like a little thing with like Batman or something, coming together. I don't know why they didn't do that. But yeah, anyway, I thought it was fantastic. It was very good. I go in with moderate expectations for superhero movies, but with DC I was like, well, I don't know how this one's gonna go, and I thought it was really good. It was very well done. I loved it. It's absolutely fantastic. Go see it, definitely, if you haven't already done so. It's breaking tons of records. In fact, I went to go see Captain Underpants yesterday, which I'm going to do the review for that in just a minute, in a separate video, because I saw that one last night, and there were those, those like lines where they separate people. When it's a huge crowd, they have like the little, not police tape, like the stands with the tape. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like those, how do I describe it? I guess the rope. They rope off the area, I guess is a better way of describing it, so that for crowd control, and they had ropes for Wonder Woman that said, like, this line is for the, like, 8:15 showing or something, and I'm like, well, the movie's been out for, 4 days already, but it's still being sold out, which that happened with Beauty and the Beast as well. When I went to go see Kong Skull Island, it had been out for, like, a week and a half, and Beauty and the Beast was still having, outside crowd control lines. So they still had those. So I'm glad that Wonder Woman is doing extremely well. Maybe this means that we'll get better movies with DC in the future. So that's good. So especially now that Joss Whedon is writing additional scenes for Justice League, because Zack Snyder had to drop out for a little bit. So I'm glad that Joss Whedon's coming in and improving it, because he did a great job with the Supergirl musical episode with Flash. That was really good. He did a good job with Avengers. So he knows what he's doing. I only think, why don't they get Kevin Smith to come in to direct a movie for DC? They got him to direct a couple of Flash episodes, so I don't know why they don't get him for a movie. So that would be really good. That would be ideal. So yeah, I thought Wonder Woman was absolutely amazing. Definitely see it. And I know I'm repeating myself. I'm running out of things to say. I'm going to go film my Captain Underpants review right now. This is the end of the video, so I will see you in the Captain Underpants review.